be seated. Now you are dismissing your servant in peace. That's what Simeon says after he looks at the child Jesus in his arms. Simeon's experience of receiving and holding Jesus was one of being set free, let go of, released, dismissed, and sent away. What was Simeon being set free and released from? And what does that mean for us? I wonder if Simeon was being released and set free from waiting, anticipation, expectation, from feeling like his life was on hold, from wondering if he would ever experience fulfillment. As we heard in the gospel, we know that Simeon was righteous and devout. He was looking forward to the consolation of Israel, and he had been told that he would not die before seeing the Lord's Messiah. But there are some other things we should know. Our sacred tradition tells us that Simeon was one of the translators of the Hebrew scriptures into Greek, or what we call the Septuagint. That translation began around the middle of the 3rd century before Christ. So are you doing the math? Do you get what that means? Simeon was a really, really, really old guy. And tradition says that Simeon was 270 years old when Jesus was presented in the temple. So let's not get stuck on his age and whether he was really that old or how someone could even really live that long to begin with. Let's focus on what it means. One thing it might mean is that Simeon's life was one of expectation, anticipation, and waiting. And I suspect that all of us in here knows what that's like, because we're all waiting on something. We've all stood with Simeon waiting for, wanting, and needing something to change or happen, living in expectation and hope, anticipating the future, and wondering if today would be the day of fulfillment. Every day for weeks, months, years, decades, and even centuries, Simeon has waited and wondered. Is this the day? Is this the day I will see salvation? Is this the day I will experience fulfillment? When will it happen? How much longer? You know what that's like, right? We've all been there. So I wonder, what are you waiting on today? What has yet to be fulfilled in your life? I'm not asking about things like waiting on the Amazon truck, even though receiving that package is so much fun. Waiting on the weekend, a promotion, retirement, or warmer weather. Well, maybe we're waiting for warmer weather after our winter storm here in South Georgia. That's external waiting. It's waiting for circumstances or people in our lives to change. We do a lot of external waiting, and it's not unimportant or to be ignored. But there's also internal waiting when we're waiting for something to shift or change within us, when we're waiting for things like wholeness, something to be healed, forgiveness and reconciliation, something to come alive, a sense of fulfillment and completion. And I think that's what Simeon was waiting on. So when I ask, what are we waiting on? I'm asking all of us to deeply look and examine our lives. What really matters and makes a difference to us? What would change our life and the way we relate to ourselves and to others? What would let us walk away fulfilled, without regret, satisfied and confident that we have faithfully and fully lived our life? Because that's what happened for Simeon. I think Simeon took the child into his arms, looked into the face of Jesus, and saw the fulfillment of his life in the Messiah. Maybe that's what he's describing when he says, "For my eyes have seen your salvation." Simeon has given his entire life waiting for, anticipating, and living in expectation of this moment. What is that moment for us? What does salvation look like for us? What fulfillment might we experience if we take the Christ child into our own arms? What is the most important, the most significant, the most meaningful thing we are waiting on today? Do you know what it is and how long you're willing to wait for it? Would you wait a few days, a couple of weeks, 6 months? Would you wait a year? Would you wait for 3, 15, or 40 years? What about 100 years? How about 270 years? Would you wait that long? Because Simeon did. He waited 270 years to see his life fulfilled. And it's less about longevity and more about the meaning and value of what he was waiting on. Some things are worth waiting on, and others aren't. Again, so what are you waiting for today? And is it worth the wait? Is it worth waiting 270 years or more to hold it? And if it's not, why are you still waiting? And was it worth it? I don't know what that thing is for you. I can't answer those questions for you. Because I ask myself those questions, and I have difficulty getting to an answer. I realize that I've often waited and hoped for something that wasn't worth it, like that Amazon package. I may have gotten what I wanted, but I wasn't set free. It didn't fulfill me. One can say that I was wasting my time. But on the other hand, a person could say that they received clarity about what really matters and what fulfillment might look like. I think that's what's happening for Simeon. What if fulfillment is more a process than a point in time? What if fulfillment isn't an ending, but a new beginning? And what if waiting is not a delay of fulfillment, but a preparation for it? What if waiting is a necessary part of our fulfillment? It was for Simeon, so why wouldn't it be that way for us? The promise of this day is that fulfillment will happen for you and me. When, where, and how it will happen for us, and what that will look like, I don't know. But let's wait and see. Amen.